name and address, please.
Dennis Swartz, 2799 Frontage Road. Last month I was here on the ability to tape in our courts. I quoted you guys Smith v. Cummings, U.S. 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. The ability to tape any public employee, public meeting, judge, law enforcement officer, public place, or court. Now, there's a very serious case with U.S. versus Bishop. It says if you've relied upon the U.S. Supreme Court's decisions, and for all of you that haven't been to law school, SCOTUS is the Supreme Court of the United States. So when we come in to these courts with this new judge, and he seems to be very untrained, seems to have a problem with seniors, and I don't know whether you have noticed, but we've had a senior in here every court trying to pay attention to what's going on. My offer's still out. If you guys want to terminate the contract, I'll fulfill the rest of his contract until Judge Miller retires and I run for justice of the peace, and I'll do it for free just because it's my duty. But anyhow, back to practicing law and representing seniors in this court, which I have done for numerous years preceding this new judge. As in Sims versus Ahern's 271 Southwest 720 1925, that's Southwest Reports. The right and practice of law is an occupation of common right granted to all men. These are Supreme Court decisions that we rely upon. Now, when these officers engage, this is going to come down to a deal whether it's going to really be about revenue or whether we're really going to go by the Oregon Constitution and the state or the federal Constitution, sir. This revenue bleeding off these people that are lower income, we're taking and stealing their cars without due process. You can't take these people's cars. Some of these people, that's their livelihood. You don't take cars. Matter of fact, I've already quoted you in the past the Supreme Court case, Welsh versus U.S., and I won't be too much longer here. Here we have, here we go, Welsh versus Wisconsin, 466, U.S. reports, that's a Supreme Court decision, states that traffic infractions are non-criminal. You know, these guys are ending up in jail. Ron Mast is towing their rigs. Ron doesn't need the money. If Judge Miller wants to put a court order to take somebody's vehicle, this stuff's got to stop. This is robbery. And this practicing law in this court, I don't know what gives Jonathan or anybody else, including this alleged judge, the right to restrict me from protecting seniors by coming into court. I don't hear any great gripes out of my people that I help. Why has this been stopped? Does this new judge have, he has no right to keep me out of the courts. And what happened with this bailiff is a direct indication that, dude, he's not in control of those courts. You go into Judge Miller's court, and I'm sorry to drag you into this, he controls his whole court with just him. Why do we have to have all these bailiffs harassing people and all this stuff? I haven't seen that many deputies in a court since my last trial. Traffic trial, no less. I was paying for them all to be on duty. And as far as the referendum goes, I'm continuing ahead, trying to get 600 signatures to separate from Douglas County. It'd look a lot better if you guys were on board with this. And anytime any of you want to give me a call and see how these figures pencil out, how we can run this county, Umpqua County, here. The last time this happened, that there was somebody like me crazy enough to do this, we got that courtroom right over there built. That whole court was in retaliation to a threat of a divorce back in 1958. That's why we used to be able to go before Judge Miller. We didn't have to drive all the way over there. We used to be able to pay our taxes right down here. And now the county has bought the last private piece of property in Windy Bay. What? $1.6 million, and they closed our friggin' library? You guys need to get on the stick. I don't mean to be rude. I've got enough problems on my hands with the county. You guys need to get behind this. We can do this. It's not that hard to do. And you know what? A lot of you people are elderly, and I'm going to issue a challenge. If everybody would have told the people that built the Panama Canal it was too hard to do, then maybe you need to tell me that I need to listen to Merv Clow and say this is too hard to do. Nothing is too hard to do. Thank you guys, you've been very kind.